otherwise glorious sunshine with a decent chunk of rain, actually. Welcome back. This will be something we haven't done in a while. I'm taking Monica to the coast on the Bonneville. I think it's been about a month since we did anything like that. It's been ages. Before we head off across the Orwell Bridge, about an hour and a quarter to, we'll probably go to Southwold, I think, today. Let me give you a little story, because for 40 years, there was a very special Triumph TR6 Trophy left not far from here in our neighbouring county of Suffolk, in a barn to gather dust for 40 years, until Dick Shepherd, one of the owners of the world's finest private Triumph motorcycle collections, found it and got in touch with Steve McQueen's very good friend, Bud Eakins, who was Steve McQueen's friend and stunt rider. He got in touch and he said, "Bud, is this the 1962 Triumph TR6 Trophy used in the film The Great Escape, the one that Steve McQueen was riding away from the Nazis on?" Bud Eakins confirmed it was that very bike, so Dick Shepherd spent 3 months fully restoring the bike, keeping 95% of all of the original parts on the bike, apart from a very few bits like the clutch plates. Dick Shepherd then gave the clutch plates and a couple of other internal bits from the Triumph that couldn't be saved to Rec Watches, which is a Danish company that build and that make very, very special, and I'll take it off in a second, watches in homage to motorcycles and cars of years gone by. Very, very special vehicles. This watch that I'm wearing is the TTT Escape watch from Rec Watches. TTT is Twist the Throttle. This is one of their special edition motorcycle watches, made with the metal from the clutch plates of the very 1962 Triumph TR6 Trophy that Steve McQueen rode in the Great Escape movie. This very watch, it's limited to 393 pieces. It is a Swiss-made watch. And everywhere on this glorious timepiece, you can see hints of the very Triumph motorcycle. For example, the green colour of the bike, the imitation of the headlamp there, even the number plate right here of that very Triumph on the watch itself. It's a lovely, lovely looking thing. And can I show you one more thing? I'll put it on when I'm riding in a second, but when I'm wearing the watch, this is specifically for bikers, so when you're slightly at an angle when you're wearing it, you can twist the whole frame, so wherever you're sitting on your bike, it will be perfectly situated so it's still straight, angling with your hands.
It's amazing.
This is, I think it's £1,636, but I have a 15% discount code. Use code Freddy15 and you'll get 15% off this watch. There are only 393 of these made. There will not be any more at all. So if you want one, you've got to grab it as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, being completely honest, I've never been lucky enough to own a special watch, apart from my old Casio, which cost about £12 when I was about 14 years old. So it does feel nice to have this. I've got to be completely honest, I think I have to give this back.
I think.
have to give it back. Yeah, I have to give it back. So I'll just have to wait an email when they're ready to collect it. But for now, I'll make the most of having the feeling of this very special watch on my wrist. Okay, we're about to head off. The weather. Oh, it's glorious sunshine with a decent chunk of rain, actually. So I have no idea how it's going to be, but it doesn't matter. This is the best forecast all week. So whatever happens, even if it's raining, we're heading off to the coast. I passed this old school so many times, and I always wonder what the story is. It's Yorksford School, 1837, and the original headmaster used to teach the boys on the left-hand side, and the girls' school on the right-hand side was taught by his wife. But I can't find out anywhere how long ago this last used to be a school, because you've got a house on the right-hand side, about 5 metres from the school, and exactly the same on the left. You've got a house about 5 metres on the left-hand side. And this school is bang in the middle of both of their front gardens, just literally left. And the funny thing about it, all of the stuff is still in the school. So all of the children's, I'm assuming, the children's pieces of art, all the bits of furniture are still inside the school. But it's all been shut off. It looks like it's just been left. Like one day everyone just decided to leave, nothing was taken, and everything was left. If anyone knows anything about that, I'd love to know.
Under the palm trees in the California sun, sand underneath our feet, the morning's just begun. I don't remember much from the night before, just from that human touch, and now I want more. My memory slowly coming back, cracks a smile upon my face, and then it all turns black. Something about tonight and how it's gonna be your last. is a mess. My heart is pounding fast. Oh, I wish that you could stay. I don't care about the other one. I don't care about what you've done. Oh, I wish that you could stay. I don't know how it's gonna be, but it's gonna be you and me. From the look in your eyes, you need to get away. But I'll make you promise me that you'll come back someday. So let's make the most of it. I remember what you said. Up in the Ferris wheel, we're kissing in the shades. Oh, I wish that you could stay. I don't care about the other ones. I don't care about what you've done. Oh, I wish that you could stay. I don't know how it's gonna be, but it's gonna be you and me.
We've pinched a friend of ours, Beach Hut, just for the afternoon. Monica couldn't remember if it was called Sea Breeze or Chill Out, so I'm hoping it's Chill Out.
It is.
This is, you think it is?
Yes, 100%.
This is, of course, right on the Southwold beach. And these beach huts are often in the news because they go for such, or some of them, go for such gigantic money that genuinely it's more than the cost of a fairly big house to get one of these. And it's been a while since we've been into this one. Welcome to a Southwold beach hut. You get to get out of the wind, set up a couple of deck chairs and, oh, I'll show you what we've got first. About £16 worth of pastries from one of the many local very good bakeries. So, a couple of pastries, or 4 pastries in reality, coffee for Monica, a bit of water, deck chairs, and this is what you get.
Beautiful.
Lovely view of the sea. And look at that, there are some people who are brave enough to be in. It's, I think, about 18 degrees today, and it's fairly windy. So you see, everyone here, almost every single person on the beach, has these walls that they've put up, kind of tent walls put up to stop the constant blowing wind. And I think just 2 people brave enough. This is, I've never had one before, Cornish cake. Wow. Oh, that is delicious. Actually, my parents, they've recently relocated to Cornwall. And we're, at the moment at least, in Ipswich. We're basically in the furthest point on the east coast of the UK that you can possibly get. My parents now the furthest west that you can possibly get. So straight after the Goodwood Festival of Speed, I rode over to see my parents for the first time in about 10 months. And it was an 800-mile round trip on the Bonneville. And the Bonneville just hit a decent milestone, 35,000 miles. And now, honestly, it's running better than ever. It feels so good that it's just running so sweetly. I'll get the valve clearances done soon. I'll try and do that myself. But apart from that, spot on.
But it didn't start today.
Yeah, this is true. It didn't start today. I had to use a screwdriver, but I know that
It's the same issue.
Same issue. But I know that quite a few people get annoyed watching me starting with the screwdriver, so I will get Monica to actually cut that out, because I've had a few people saying Freddie was sick of watching you use a screwdriver to start it. So, Monica, make sure you cut that out. Quick update. We're off on a holiday. Well, I don't know if you call it a holiday. It's not your classic summer holiday. In about 10 days' time, Monica and I are heading not west.
Classic summer holiday.
Okay, it's not where the majority of Brits would consider going on a summer holiday.
They will go.
After this, they'll go, believe me, they won't believe their eyes. In 10 days, Monica and I are heading off to Lithuania, because as many of you will know, Monica is Lithuania, and Monica has not been back to Lithuania for
6 years.
6 years. We're going to stay in the capital of Vilnius. I'll be honest, I desperately wanted to either drive or ride, but Monica was furious at the idea of not just keeping it simple and getting a plane. So I've reluctantly booked my ticket. I actually booked it 2 days after Monica because I was agonising as to whether I should drive or fly. But we're heading off in 10 days. Point is, I've got two of the most exciting bikes in my mind that I've been wanting to test out for a very long time.
You have so many exciting bikes on your mind.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's true. But these two are big. I got in touch.
You always say that.
Yeah, I know. I get overexcited by it, don't I? I know. I got in touch with Royal Enfield Europe, and I said, please, can I borrow when I'm in Lithuania a Scram 411 and a Royal Enfield Classic 350? And they said, yes, Freddie, of course you can. So for the first 2 weeks, I've got the Classic 350 in Lithuania. And for the second 2 weeks in Lithuania, I've got the Scram 411. So, well, we aim to be showing you some of the sights of Lithuania. I mean, in reality, it's just going to be coffee shops, isn't it?
Yes.
That's the reality. Some coffee shops in Lithuania, and I get to test out these two bikes. Cannot wait for this. Well, the weather's getting better and better, and it's been quite close to a year since we've been back in Southwold. It feels so nice to be back in this part of England. Right, we'll wrap it up there. If any of you are interested in one of these rec watches,
It suits you.
do you know, I'm genuinely tempted by this because I could actually use my own 15% discount code.
You could, yeah.
Only 393 available, so if you're keen on that, go and check out Rec Watches. I'm a huge fan of the understated styling, the nod to the past, the automotive element. Love it, love it. Right, we'll end it there. I think we've only got 2 videos left now before we head off to Lithuania. So we'll see you in the next one from England. Thank you everyone so much for coming along, and have a brilliant week.